Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and I'm sure you've heard and seen about Trump and the attempted assassination against him over the weekend. And we started with Great Millstone Atlanta. It was posted in the group right after camp ended. And so starting to look through those things and figure out what was going on, eventually in my mind I started thinking, and like after seeing the video of it and seeing that he was shot in the head, shot in the ear, went down for a bit and got back up, gave that fist pump, and was taken off the stage. But in my mind, I was like, man, these crazy Christians are about to start using Revelation 13 and 3 to describe Trump as the so-called Antichrist, or quote-unquote Antichrist, or anti-Messiah. And sure enough, I get on the comment boards, on different comment boards a few days later, and I'm already seeing these Christians claiming this. So I want to get out in front of it now and go through this and explain why this doesn't have anything to do with Trump being shot in the ear. So Revelation 13 and 3. And it says, "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast." This isn't speaking to the so-called Antichrist that the Christians keep saying exists. This is speaking of the Roman Empire falling and the Roman Empire rising back up. And if we jump up to verse 1, it gives a description of this Roman Empire, of this beast, and they're likened unto beasts. These empires are likened unto beasts. And you can reference Daniel chapter 7 for that, which, Lord willing, we'll get to. And so Revelation 13 and 1, and it says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And these 7 heads pertain to Esau's different rulerships that he's had throughout the times, starting with Greece, and then Rome, and then Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spain, France, and the British. And then these 10 horns are the different vassal states. And it says, and upon his head 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy." And so there's a description of this beast, which we'll go into Daniel to get into it a little bit more. So Daniel 7 and verse 7. It says, "After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly." And this is the Roman Empire. And it says, "And it had great iron teeth." And there's a clue right there, because the Roman Empire got its greatness from its iron weaponry. It said it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. So it took down the previous empires before it, with the Assyro-Babylonian Empire being the number 1, the Medo-Persian Empire being beast number 2, the Greek Empire being beast number 3, and we're here beast number 4 with the Roman Empire. It said it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Those 10 horns are the vassal states, and the diversity comes from it having a senate instead of a king like all the other empires do. And it says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. And so this is the beast. It went down with that deadly wound, but it was healed, and it rose up again. And that little horn being America, which America is the whore that rides the beast or controls the beast, that the rest of the beast being NATO and the EU. And it says, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. That's Spain, France, and Britain, because out of those countries came America. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. And then right after this last beast, this is when the return of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai occurs. And it says, and I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and his hair, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. And so this 4th beast, which we're in the reiteration of it, this is the last empire that exists before the kingdom of heaven is established. And just to show that these beasts are talking about empires or kingdoms, Daniel 8 and verse 20, it says, the ram which thou sawest having 2 horns are the kings of Media and Persia. And that ram is described right up here in it's described in Daniel 8, but just showing it's a beast. And it says in verse 21, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king, that being Alexander. And so you see that these empires are actually just described as beasts. It's not in that beast in Revelation 13 is not the Antichrist, as the Christians want to say, because there are many Antichrists or anti-messiahs. 1 John 2 and 18 says, little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. And this isn't speaking of some guy that is the spawn of Satan that comes up and takes rulership of the world. This is just speaking to anyone who's not for the laws or for the truth of the scriptures. They're not for it. And so there are many antichrists or anti-messiahs. They're all throughout the world. Anyone who doesn't go with the truth can be thrown into that category. And so you can throw Trump in there into that category, but he's not this fable that the Christians like to bring up. There's no such thing as that. We're already in this beast system, and this is basically hell on earth. This is an antichrist system or anti-messiah system, considering everything goes against the words, the law, statutes, and commandments, and the truth of the scriptures here. We're already there, and they're just, running their mouths, thinking they're onto something, thinking they're actually speaking prophecy, but everything they've been told is a lie, and they just continue to believe it. And so I just wanted to go into that to basically get out ahead of it and explain the truth before Revelation 13:3 gets taken too far with this failed assassination attempt. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, or Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.